What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Salute to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about rapper Lil Baby. There's a female by the name of Teresa LeVay. Okay, Teresa LeVay was on this podcast, and she decided it would be a good idea to say, allegedly, that she not only did she have relations with A$AP Rocky and Lil Baby, but that they were into backside play, and they like their backside played with. And she said this very gleefully on this podcast, which is very interesting because as soon as you respond to the goofy things that these people say, they want to get mad with you. They want to message you. Why are you talking about me? You got information wrong. Oh, we have a whole video clip that was actually reposted to her Instagram. So she's proud of what she put out here. This is westernized women, ladies and gentlemen. These women are so obsessed with attention. She claims that she got paid $40,000, right, for dealing with Lil Baby and doing the backside play. $40,000. And instead of her taking that money, allegedly, and moving on with her life, she decides to go on this podcast and gleefully talk about what she did with rapper Lil Baby. I tell y'all, I don't know if it's a situation where Lil Baby never contacted her again and maybe she felt some type of way. I told y'all, these heifers are so miserable that even when you pay them to go away, they still got to tell all their business. She's basically telling the world that she's a prostitute. You're getting paid money for relations, so you're a prostitute. And that's basically what you're telling the world. You can try to make them look bad all you want to, but these are allegations. Now, I believe she put out some screenshots in regard to A$AP Rocky. So she has leaned all in on this pathetic attempt at attention. And this is why you heifers can't keep a man. This is why you get mocked and ridiculed, because you take every opportunity that you get to try to make people feel bad like you feel bad. You know, and I'm telling you right now, there are men who she's had relations with, probably for money, who she will never put on blast. She'll never go and put those men on blast, other men that she slept with. Maybe she feels ashamed. Maybe because it was Lil Baby and A$AP Rocky, allegedly, she doesn't feel bad for putting this out here. This is why men like me exist, and others, because we are shining the light on the attention-starved heifers of society that want to get online and try to throw people under the bus to make them look bad when they have done nothing to them. I could see a situation where Lil Baby was harassing and stalking her and she feels like she has to tell her story, but that's not what this is. You have a lonely woman who probably cries herself to sleep at night because she doesn't have love. She's a contractor, and that's about it. These rappers would rather sleep with her in secret than be in a relationship with her. And I've said this about numerous times to women like this. They are tired of being a secret. Lil Baby was in this situation one time before. I made a video about this other Jumpoff that he had relations with. He paid her, and instead of her keeping that to herself, she had to tell everybody. She had to tell everybody, because these women are tired of being secrets. They're tired of selling themselves and only getting money. They say, you know what, why not get attention? But you're not going to get the attention that you think, because a lot of people are taking Lil Baby's side. You're getting cooked in every comment section that I have seen. So how does this benefit you except for get you a podcast appearance? I'll tell you, man, these podcasts allow these women to go on their platforms and just say some of the craziest things, right? But then when these women go on these podcasts and they get roasted, y'all feel sorry for them. But what about this particular female here going on this podcast alleging all these things? That's why people don't feel sorry for them when they go on the Fresh and Fit podcast of the world and they get roasted, because of the mindset that they have. Let's get into the article. I'm not going to play the clip because the clip is too explicit. Y'all probably have seen it. The clip is via the We in Miami podcast. Y'all can go and check it out. Now, this is according to Hot New Hip Hop. Lil Baby is someone who mostly just minds his business. Although he is one of the biggest artists in hip hop, you don't hear much from him between releases. You won't see him beef with people on social media, and you won't see him engaging in antics either. However, fans remained tapped into everything he does. Ultimately, there is good reason for this. He's a fantastic artist, and his dedicated fans want to stay connected to everything he does. That said, he always remained humble and grounded, which is impressive. With all that being said, it always feels surprising when someone decides to call out Lil Baby. After all, he hasn't hurt anyone, and he certainly hasn't said anything publicly that would make someone lash out. Despite this, a woman went on the We in Miami podcast, where she decided to expose her alleged encounter with the artist. As you can see below, there is a lot of detail in her story. As you can imagine, of course it's detailed. She's probably done this, numerous other times. She ain't putting those men on blast. This only makes the story much more salacious, and the host was loving everything. Of course, because it brings attention to the podcast. It brings attention to the podcast. And this is one of the reasons why, again, when these women go on these podcasts and they get cooked, I don't feel sorry for them, because these are the type of women who are being platformed. These are the type of women who will do anything for people to follow them and sign up to their Onlyfans, or, and again, I also saw an interesting comment where somebody said, other rappers are going to contact her. Maybe they will. I think they're dumb. She put not only one rapper on blast, she put two. She put two rappers on blast, and she had no problem doing it. So if any of you other rappers reach out to this person, you are a fool. Women like this are not interested in you paying them off. They want to be one of these guys' girlfriends or a long-term side chick. That never happens. They don't just want to be a one-time, you pay them to go away. Because again, once that money is gone, then they have to live with the realization that they are still who they are. They're not going to be going to premieres. They're not going to be front row at shows. They're not going to be getting flued out to all these different vacation spots. They're just going to be who they are. And it bothers these women. It bothers them to the point to where they have to put this information out here. And I want people to understand that women like this are single for a reason. And if you're dating her, you're probably a sucker yourself. Throughout the clip, the woman alleged that Lil Baby was touching her the whole time. She believes there was two reasons for this. Honestly, she thought maybe he was worried about being set up. Secondly, she was wondering if maybe he wanted to make sure she wasn't trans. This then led to her describing how large his private parts are. Finally, she claims that the artist paid her $40,000, and then he asked her to play with his backside. It was a wild accusation, and was sure Baby will have something to say. Yeah, with his lawyers, he needs to start suing. Start suing them. Have them in court. They're making accusations. Now, again, if they're true, then he can't sue. But if he has her sign an agreement or an NDA, then he could. But still, this is still slander. It's still slander. But see, these women, they do this because they don't think they're going to get a reaction. She thinks she's going to be able to do this and get away with it. And that's the problem. And the thing is, more people, maybe after I make this video or not, who knows, they're going to speak about this more. They're going to make videos and they're going to be delving into you, because Lil Baby has one of the biggest fan bases, craziest fan bases out here. What is the point of this? You got paid to go away, right? I'm pretty sure you've done this with other men that you would never put on blast, but it's easy for you to do this. As for the comment section of the neighborhood talk, well, most people aren't feeling the woman's comments. They feel like this should have been kept quiet, especially since no misconduct went down. Furthermore, she was paid a large sum, which indicates some sort of privacy should be kept. Let us know what you think. This one, okay. I think that this woman is desperate for people to notice her. Maybe he's the only, maybe these other rappers ain't hitting her up like that, and she's blaming Lil Baby for that. Lil Baby ain't got nothing to do with that. Maybe these guys don't think that you're a good time. Ultimately, she should have kept this to herself if it's true. But they get on these podcasts and they just say whatever. This is why when you bring these women on a podcast, you got to moderate them. And you got to check them. Because what's going to happen is it may put your platform at risk, you know, to getting sued or whatnot. Because these women are very reckless. Now, again, they exposed themselves like she did. Nobody knew who this heifer was until she put this information out here. Now more people know who she is and they're making fun of her. That's why I say this whole thing backfired. It backfired. It did not materialize the way that she probably would have hoped. And I'm glad. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts, like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.